it like that, Gene. You can't do it like that.
Do it, kid. Anything? Oh, good. It's changing.
Yeah, it goes up. It goes up nice.
Yeah. See which way you warp it to change it, and then move it this direction.
Oh, this one won't make any difference.
In the opposite direction. This is better. You want to try?
Make an atmos change?
Do you want to try tweaking the LNA polarization? That would help.
Okay, now what are we trying to get here, and what have we got?
Well, we started out trying to get the Russians stashing our satellite, which we may well do before the evening's over. Okay. But at this point, we had to go back and find a reference point. And the best reference point in the sky is one of the American satellites. So we took the antennas to American satellite, the one that's on the eastern edge of the orbit zone, the one closest to the Atlantic. Yes, Westar. Okay. And having calibrated the antenna adjustments so that we knew where we were pointed at that point, then we took it a predetermined amount on east to the orbit spots over the Atlantic Ocean where the Intelsat satellites sit. You know, you're looking here at an antenna that's 4 meters in size, so it's substantially smaller.
As you mentioned earlier, this is probably the largest group of people seeing Intelsat in the United States.
I would suspect that there's never been in a crowd like this. I also would suspect that anybody that's done it previously, and there have been a few people who have done it and been afraid to show it off to anybody, but nothing else. We're standing out here in public in downtown Miami.
And what have we got for antenna? What equipment is
okay, this at the moment we're on a star antenna. It's a 4 meter or 13-foot antenna. It's being received.
If you'll hand me your mic.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, it's being received in an Avcom receiver, and a receiver that's been adjusted for domestic. It's a setup for domestic reception, which is another problem. We're in the sense that Andy Hatfield, who designs these receivers to adjust it specifically for Intelsat reception, we could pick up several dB additional picture quality. The low noise amplifier is a stock 120 degrees SCI amplifier, which means, again, it's designed for a home terminal. What we're really using, wideband, what we're using is a home terminal antenna, home terminal receiver, and a home terminal LNA to receive Intelsat signals.
All we need to do is wait for the ID to come up. We've switched receivers so that we can get a little more light output, but of course this is a PAL receiver receiving a modified NTSC type of signal, so we're lucky we're getting anything actually. What's the story in this new second generation receiver that you've got?
Well, I've spent the last month approximately trying to redesign the original TV4200, RX4200 system that we unveiled in Oklahoma City last August to improve the low signal noise performance, improve the threshold of the system, and at the same time integrate several of the independent microwave modules into a single substrate. By so doing, hopefully we'll be able to reduce manufacturing costs and make the receiver more economical for the end user.
When will this receiver get out of the prototype stage, more likely than not?
I'm hoping to have the receiver in production in time for the June SPTS in California. A 5 dB carrier to noise, and although it's not a clean signal, the fact that it's detectable at all is to me, nothing short of unbelievable. I didn't expect this kind of performance myself.
I want to measure the power when he moves it, and I can tell how much we get. Okay. It's getting cold out here.
I know it.
Getting cold. It's been cold.
They identify themselves too now.
Maybe, maybe not.
Remember to touch the LNA last.
Just don't anybody take that ruler off of the dish.
There you go.
Ready? I want copies of these pictures, Bob.
I'm selling videotapes.
Congratulations to David Barker. David gets a lot of his ideas from turkeys.
Turkeys. He's quite an unusual guy, and our industry is extremely fortunate in having an individual like him interested in our technical problems.
Our next award host has risen rapidly in the ranks of home TVRO. He is one of those rare people that everybody, or almost everybody, likes. It's hard to be in our industry for 3 or 4 years, Bob, and still have the majority of the people liking you.
And more important, respecting you.
True.
Guy Davis has always been on the leading edge of technology and marketing. From his early days at National Microtech to the excitement of building the Intersat Corporation with Dave, and now enjoying fish heads and rice at the the Uniden Corporation.
May we have a big hand, without fish hands at rice, and a warm welcome, please, for Guy C. Davis.
I would like to say that the 6th award that we've got to give
is to a man who can be compared to a modern-day Robin Hood. For more than a half of a decade, this man has spent his time fighting to change government rules. The regulations which prevented the rural people from receiving top-quality TV. Many of those people hadn't received any TV at all. First, he tried by following the rules and the regulations set by the government, and after 4 years, when he failed to produce results by following this tact, he decided to do it his own way. He set out across the wilderness of Canada, no offense to any Canadians out there, and began under his own direction to carve out the direction of new trails across the Canadian wilderness. There's tens of thousands of people, now that he's done that owe their TV to David Bruff. Actually, this man was not finished with his work, and as we shall see, there will always be new territories and new problems to overcome. May we roll the tape, please?
The cable industry said that they'd do anything to stop us. The broadcasters said I was out to lunch and I was from Fantasyland and everything else. The CRTC, they're running around trying to find ways. In some areas, they're trying to find ways to license, but I'm sure that there are some of the other people who are very, very angry with the way that I went ahead and did it. I met a cable fellow here, and everybody seems to say, well, gee, it's a great thing that you've done, but we just don't like the way you did it. And I spent 4 years trying to do it the proper way, and it was just impossible to do, and we just had to force the issue. But I think one of the things that the people are going to realize is that no matter what happens to me or anything, that we've brought an issue into the public's eye, and that the regulators now have to do something about it. Satellites are the end result of what I'm attempting to do. The regulators, they've been put on notice. They know that I'm building a terminal right now. They know that I'm going to have it on the air in a very short period of time, and hopefully they're going to resolve the situation before we put them in the other position, too. The Department of Communications, they didn't have any license category for the type of broadcasting that we're doing. They couldn't very well and very easily anyway remove our equipment without a great deal of wrath from the northern communities. They looked at it, they decided that it was reasonable, and they created a whole new license category for it. I think it's a very, very confused issue, and it's unfortunate that Canada and other nations are signatory to various international agreements and things. We look here in Canada that the microwave has extended American signals many hundreds of miles into northern Ontario, say, although there's some pretty large communities up in that area. And yet we can't use satellite, which is essentially microwave, to do exactly the same thing. I'm looking at underdeveloped areas all around the world. The satellite is the answer.
David Bruff, a resident of Ontario, Canada, but a frequent traveler throughout the world, pioneered the concept of open access television in Canada. For his efforts and his results did not go unnoticed down here in the United States as well. Tens of thousands of Canadians and Americans owe their television to David Bruff, and all of us here owe David Bruff a debt of gratitude for his monumental efforts to change government thinking. David, will you come forward at this time to receive your award?
Thank you, Guy, and thank you. You know, looking at this sign in front of this rostrum here kind of brings back the memories to some extent, and a lot of you people here don't really recognize some of those memories. In fact, most of you don't. As a matter of fact, I understand this morning when it was asked, in fact, Tay Howard asked how many people were new to this industry. The word is that more than 60% of the hands that were raised had never been at a seminar, had never been at a satellite TV conference before. So we've got a lot of memories that are just starting tonight. The other people who are up on stage sharing it with me, our memories go back a few years, and you know, we see the literature now, and I kind of chuckle because I'm looking at literature that people are putting out, and I see antennas that can go together now in 20 minutes. And those of you who were at the first show remember a gentleman who was also a pioneer. His name was John Kinnick. And John took 3 days, and he was still pop riveting that antenna together at the end of the show. So For those of you who can put together an antenna in 20 minutes, you don't have any idea of what we went through in those early days, but we want to share some of those with you tonight, and we have shared some of those with you. I have many people that I thank personally that I just can't even think of them all. I can think of two people especially that I would like to thank. First person I'd like to thank is my wife, Joni, who has given me inspiration constantly. Sometimes she gives me some other things too, but constantly giving me that kind of get up and go that is necessary to sometimes just get up and go. The other person I'd like to thank can't be here, and he's, in my view, a true pioneer, and his name was Oliver Swan. And those of you who have heard of the Swan spherical antenna will recognize the contribution that Oliver made to our industry. Oliver was a kind of not a hermit, but he was a very dedicated fellow who happened to choose southern Nevada as his, or I guess it was Arizona, as his locale. And he built amplifiers in his back shed, and he pioneered the spherical antenna. And I know in my case, you see in your program guide, you see me climbing an antenna here, a tower, and you see below me a spherical antenna. And I owe my inspiration to Oliver for showing me how to build a spherical antenna, and also Hayden McCullough for showing me how to do it cheap. Bob Maniaci mentioned something that I feel I should comment on as well, and he talked in terms of us being winners, those of us who are sharing the stage tonight. And I think, really, we're all winners. I feel like a winner, and I'm sure everybody else here, you feel like winners too. So thank you very much.
Hi, I'm Jim Thun. Channel Guide gets with the program.
Hi, I'm Leslie Howard. Hi, I'm Mary Covens. Hi, I'm Gina Newberg. Hello, I'm Kat Hennig. Hello, my name's Catherine Edgar.
And this is Lloyd Covens with some of the Channel Guide crew here at the 1984 SAT Expo. Channel Guide gets with the program every week, 52 times a year. And our new publication, Galaxy One, gives you the best from the new used communication satellite, our easy-to-read grid format, and our monthly updated logs, and interesting ads and information. So for your free sample to Channel Guide or Galaxy One, call now. Operators are standing by. 1-800-654-3006. That's Channel Guide, a free sample copy by calling 1-800-654-3006.
Welcome to the world of satellite TV opportunities, the magazine that brings you inside information on successful marketing and sales techniques, details the latest in new technology, and lets you see how other dealers increase their sales and profits.
Satellite TV Opportunities magazine is the marketing techniques magazine for satellite TV dealers. Our single purpose is to help dealers increase their sales and their profits through improved marketing techniques.
Satellite TV Opportunities offers insight into the latest trends in marketing, profiles thriving businesses, and surveys what TVRO buyers are really after. Subscribe today by calling 1-800-922-2812. For $25, you get a full year's subscription to Satellite TV Opportunities, a magazine full of new ideas that will help your business thrive. 1-800-922-2812. Call today. MasterCard and Visa accepted.